Hey, over here, it's Bruce the Accounting Guy. Today, we're talking about buildings like this one. We're also talking about land improvements. Over here. Yeah, Bruce the Accounting Guy and equipment.
Bruce Freed, the Accounting Guy here today. Plant, property, and equipment. When we do plant, property, and equipment, the one thing that I do want you to realize is when we talk about plant, property, and equipment, when somebody talks about capitalizing something they purchase, when we capitalize something, we're talking about we're not recording it as an expense, we're recording it as an asset. We're saying let's put it on the books as building or land or equipment, something along that line, which means it doesn't get expensed out, and of course, it gets depreciated, and getting depreciated is a little farther along in the course, but that's what happens when we talk about capitalizing an asset. Now, when we capitalize that asset, we can put it into a category called building or land or improvements or many other titles. So let's talk about one we're going to put in as equipment. And let's talk about a company that goes out and they are printers and they purchase a printing press. When they purchase that printing press, there are many dollar amounts that they have to capitalize. They have to record as an asset under the word printing press. And it's not just the cost of the press, but it's any other expenses that they incur to get the asset there, up and ready and running. So let's talk about those. Another item that they have would be their shipping costs. So any cost that they incur for shipping would go actually into the cost of the printing press. Any professional fees that they incur. And when I talk about professional fees, let's say that they have to hire somebody there. They have to hire somebody who will be there the day the press is delivered that will give them advice on how to offload this press off of the truck that it's coming on, because they want to make sure it doesn't get broken or damaged at all. So those professional fees would have to go into there. Any kind of special wiring that they incur would have to go into that printing press also. So it's not like you just have a regular little plug. They probably are going to need a heavy duty plug and special wiring, and all of that wiring would have to go into the cost of the press. If they had to spend time on trial runs, they had to pay someone to come in, or they did it themselves on trial runs, all the cost of running that paper and everything through, and the paper itself were all trial runs. All of that would go into the cost of the press. Now, if something happened along the way and it got damaged or banged up and they had to make some of the repairs, that is not a necessary expense. That was something that occurred out of the way it was handled. That would not be capitalized. That would go into repairs expense, and therefore we would not have to capitalize it. So that would be a printing press. And again, that's what happens when you capitalize an item. It's the costs that you incur that are necessary to get it up and ready and running. So if I went out and I bought a truck, it wouldn't just be the cost of the truck. If I had special lettering done on it so that I had the name of our company, that would also go into it. The other thing that I forgot to mention on the press that would also go in, that would also go on the truck, would be sales tax. Would also have to be capitalized. So any kind of cost at all that we incur to get that piece of equipment or property ready for business is a cost that has to be capitalized. That's what I wanted to have on plant, property, and equipment. See you real soon on depreciation.